And now I live in Dallas.
So you want me to believe that the Dallas murder rate, for example, is better than London's?
I don't know what the murder rate is.
Let me help you. The murder rate in every American major city is infinitesimally worse than it is in London.
When loud political pundits make big claims about safety and crime on live television, they expect everyone to just nod along. But what happens when someone calls them out on their total lack of facts? What you are about to watch is a total breakdown on cable news. A group of American conservative speakers tried to claim that London is a terrifying, dangerous place where people run for their lives every single day. They tried to paint the entire country of Britain as a total failure, using cheap talking points and scare tactics. But host Piers Morgan refused to let them play those games. He did not let them rely on fake stories or bad information. Instead, he forced them to look at real numbers and basic facts about their own backyard. When you push past the drama, you quickly see that many of these commentators have no idea what they are talking about. They just want to push a specific political agenda to make people afraid. Watch how quickly their arguments fall apart the moment they have to compare American crime numbers to the rest of the world. This is Trent Williams, where we break down the noise and expose the truth. Let's get into it.
No, I agree.
I thought we believe in a fair and speedy trial, Piers.
I'm
not sure what's going on in the UK these days and the hypocrisy with the grooming gangs and everything going on here. But I'm old enough to remember when Andrew Tate was not a Muslim, and I'm old enough to remember when the UK was respected and also not a Muslim. So let's be fair here, and whether it's Romania and the UK, get it over with, not just because of the Tates, because there's some victims here that need justice.
When you say the UK is Muslim, what you I think meant to say is that 5% of the UK is Muslim. Did you miss out the percentage, or was there some reason for that?
You know we like to have fun in this show, and you know that we're joking, but there's also some truth in every joke.
Well, there's no truth in the fact we're a Muslim country. There's 5% of the population is Muslim. 95% are not.
And it's going great. The rape gangs, the free speech, everything's going great.
We had a real issue, but as Michael, I mean, you talk about hypocrisy.
I just encourage you to clean it up.
Hypocrisy. Michael hit the nail absolutely on the provisional head.
He's one of the sharpest guys out there, Michael.
Well, of course he is. That's why I always have him on.
Come on.
But this point, there is a stunning hypocrisy that many on the conservative right in America have been attacking the UK relentlessly. Elon Musk and others have been doing this, right, saying, you guys, you protect these Muslim sex criminals, blah, 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 blah. And, of course, Andrew Tate and his brother, they're Muslims now, are charged with various serious sex crimes against women. And suddenly it's all like, well, they're all trumped up, it's all political, whatever. Imagine if people in the grooming scandal had said the same thing.
Yeah, there is a real peril
Piers,
about the hypocrisy
I have to answer this real quickly. Michael, sorry, if I may. Michael, please, and I'm going to give you the floor. Piers, Andrew Tate, number one, Tristan is not Muslim. Andrew Tate's been Muslim for 15 minutes. Whatever's been going on in the UK is a systemic
Tristan,
problem.
I couldn't remember if Tristan was or not.
Real things.
So Tristan is not, he hasn't converted. It's only Andrew.
Piers, I'm in Jerusalem right now, and I was in Tel Aviv. I can't tell you how many Brits have come up to say, hey, big fan, see you on Piers. He's the man, love you. We're moving the hell out of London for fear of our lives. And the number isn't 5, 10, it's dozens
I'm saying the hell in London, and I haven't feared for my life.
So
I haven't feared for my life
what's going on
once.
there, I'm going to take their credibility.
You live in a nice part.
Okay.
I don't live in a nice part.
Piers,
hang on.
To deny this is amazing.
I can tell you, I grew up in South London.
You're great,
on the mean streets.
Great.
I worked and lived on the mean streets of Tooting, Balham, Wandsworth, Brixton. Right, West London is a very mixed environment. The problem with you Americans is you don't actually come over here to look for yourselves.
I lived in London for 3 years, Piers.
Right.
I lived there.
And you don't think West London has people from
my ex-wife is British, Piers. I've seen this.
West London is the nice part. I lived in the East. So.
Let's get back to the series.
Yeah, because you can't gaslight what we see with our eyes, Piers.
What do you think you see with your eyes? You said, I mean, poor old Adam says he can't. Apparently, Londoners are terrified. They're leaving the country.
That is absolutely not true. At least not in London. And I could tell you just walking around London for 3 years.
What do you think?
This is what commentators do. They want to say, believe my statistics. Don't believe what you see with your eyes.
No,
that's why
I'm asking you to believe what I see with my own eyes.
That was a good one.
I've lived in London since I was 20 years old. I'm now 61.
And the nice part, because
in 41 years of living in London,
there's no way you are living.
I have never once feared for my life.
You made a lot of money and you're successful. Embrace it, baby.
There's no way. You did not live in East London. There's no way.
Pierce, I gotta agree with our friend here. There's no way that you out there on the streets of London.
I worked in East London.
You're too big of a celebrity at this point.
I worked in East London for 16 years.
But not now, see? And
how long ago, Pierce?
Well, it's a bit like saying, look, I've got a home in Los Angeles.
Pierce, you're dating yourself, baby.
No, I'm 61, but I look 50.
You just said Americans
you do. You look great, but you also worked there
LA,
40 years ago, big dog.
LA is the same. I have a home in LA. There are parts of LA where you might fear for your life. Most of the places you don't. Same with London.
Pierce, next thing you're going to tell me that LA is doing just fine as well, and there's no
not. I don't like the way LA's gone at all. Let's come back to the text. Let me bring in.
I love you so much.
There's a wider show to be had about whether Britain is. It's so terrifying. Everyone has to leave. It's bullshit. But anyway, by the way, let's not even get into.
Andrew Tate is the one.
Let me ask you one question.
Let
me ask you one question. Which city are you all currently in? Mike, where are you?
I'm in the free air of Nashville, Tennessee. But to your point, I was just with you, Piers, in London.
Yes, you were.
And I
did you fear for your life?
But, well, the one thing is, because I'm Sicilian, I might pass for like a North Pakistani, so they might have let me off the hook. I don't know. I didn't have any danger when I was there.
You never fear for your life. Where are you, Adam, at the moment? Miami?
Well, I'm born and raised Miami. I just happen to be in Jerusalem right now. That's why I gave you all those people who are basically saying they're trying to leave London. So that's my experience here. That's my lived experience, Piers.
And Pearl,
it's just my lived experience.
Where are you?
It's my truth.
I spent 3 years in London.
Where are you now?
And now I left because it actually was so bad.
Where are you now?
And now I live in Dallas.
So you want me to believe that the Dallas murder rate, for example, is better than London's?
I don't know what the murder rate is.
Let me help you. The murder rate in every American major city is infinitesimally worse than it is in London.
I can't.
Why are you not scared of your life?
Let's go to the rape statistics. Let's go to the knife attack statistics.
Yeah, look, you were talking about the Muslims being in London. It's only 5%. And I said that is absolutely not true.
No, I said 5% in the UK.
Yeah, whatever it is in London, it's way higher.
How much in London, though, Piers?
And it's a completely different
slightly higher in London, as it is in most American cities.
Slightly. Oh my God.
Let me bring things back.
In the West,
you know what? There's a bigger show to be had about the murder rate in America compared to London. Trust me, we will win. But let me bring it back to the Tates. So, Michael, let's talk about where we are with this case, because they are likely to be extradited, I would say, within the next 6 months, whatever happens, back to the UK. They're likely to then face quite a lengthy trial, probably, as we heard from the lawyer for some of the alleged victims, in 2028. So this could get wrapped up sometime in 2028. It is, to me, an unfeasibly long time from start to finish this, but at least there seems to be some light at the end of the criminal tunnel, if you like, for these two guys. If they were to be convicted on multiple counts and receive a life or very long sentence, where would that leave everyone on the conservative right in the US in particular that were so happy to jump on board with them, knowing there were a lot of accusations out there about them?
What you just witnessed is the exact reason why modern political commentary has become such a massive disaster. It is completely built on fear, fake news, and totally ignoring real facts. Notice how these American commentators come on international shows to lecture everyone about how terrible and dangerous the United Kingdom has become. They push a story that major cities are completely out of control, that people are fleeing in fear, and that whole nations are falling apart. But the moment Piers Morgan asks them for simple proof or basic data, their entire story falls completely flat on its face. Look at how Adam Sosnick tried to argue. He claimed that tons of people are running away from London because they fear for their safety. Yet when Piers asked him directly where he lives now, he said Dallas. When Piers pointed out that major American cities have far higher murder rates than London, the whole argument completely fell apart. That is the huge trick these pundits play every single day. They want you to trust their random feelings and fake stories instead of real facts. They try to convince you that life in other countries is a nightmare, while ignoring the huge problems happening right in their own neighborhoods. Then you have Pearl Davis, trying to completely brush off dozens of super serious criminal charges against the Tate brothers as if it is all just a silly mistake or lies from bitter exes. When someone faces dozens of heavy charges involving human trafficking and abuse, you cannot just wave your hands and pretend it is all a giant fake conspiracy. But because the Tates share some of the same political enemies as these right-wing speakers, the pundits run to defend them no matter what the claims are. They show complete outrage about crying when it fits their talking points, but the second one of their online buddies gets into huge legal trouble, they make endless excuses for them. That is pure hypocrisy in action. They do not actually care about safety, justice, or protecting everyday people. They only care about protecting their political team and keeping their followers angry and confused. The media elites make a ton of money by keeping you terrified of your neighbors and fearful of the outside world. They want you focused on fake culture wars so you never look at the real issues affecting your life every single day. But when someone holds up a mirror and demands simple facts, their whole act crumbles and sets. We are completely done letting these loud talking heads trick us with cheap scare tactics and fake stories. The truth always wins out in the end. This is Trent Rose. Make sure to like and subscribe. There it is.